right, welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone. It's a pleasure to have joining us back for the first time in 2025, our championship winning coach, Coach Nikki Houston. Hey, Coach, how you doing?
I'm good. How y'all doing? Again, thank you for having me.
Good to
Coach
have
is
you, Coach.
quiet. It is quiet. What you done did with the little one?
What's new, Coach? What's new in 2025,
in the
Coach?
back room.
Coach, go ahead and tell what is new, Coach. What's new with you these days?
Yeah, I have a little one now. She'll be 3 months on Saturday, Brielle, and is our first, me and Brian's first child. So we've been excited. Lost all kind of sleep. I hear we're gonna continually losing sleep. So looking forward to it.
Well, congratulations!
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Got a future tennis pro now. You know, we see videos of like Serena had her daughter out there playing tennis at I think like 2. How soon will you have the little one out there holding a tennis racket, Coach?
Well, probably around 4. You know, I'm not going to do 2 yet. At least by 4, she can probably get out there and do a couple of drills.
Gotta love it. Oh man, good stuff. Well, Coach, tell us, give us a sort of a fall recap. Pretty interesting, pretty entertaining fall. With the tournaments and how all of that, how were you able to manage everything with the team in the fall?
Yeah, I was obviously pregnant during that time. I had a good assistant to help me on a lot of the trips. But the young ladies, they did really well. We played about 3 or 4 tournaments. And one of the tournaments, Sarah Rakim won, so she can go into another tournament to get into one of the regional tournaments. And the young ladies are looking good. They did well over the summer, and they came in focused from what happened in the spring, and hopefully we can continuously do it this spring because they was working hard over the winter break as well to be conditioned and be mentally prepared of the matches that are coming up.
Mm-hmm. And Coach, one more time, let people know daughter's name, Coach. I had a couple people asking.
Brielle. It's a combination of my husband's Bryan and my first name Rochelle. So Brielle.
Great first name, by the way. All right. Hey, awesome.
Brielle.
Awesome. Welcome to the world, Brielle. Welcome to the family is what we got to say. Exactly.
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. How much of a, for lack of a better word, the hangover of how the tournament ended, how much does it hang over, or do young people still process it like some of us old folks do? We hold on to these kind of losses because we know it's so hard. We know it's hard. I like to use the phrase "winning is hard," and when you get to a championship, winning a championship is harder. So, I mean, do they care? Do they hang on to it, or have they kind of, hey, we're moving forward?
I think it's still, it's almost like a motivation. Like right after that championship, is definitely disheartening. Everybody crying, and we could have done certain things, but I think over the summer they put out a lot of their aggression during their practices and during their conditioning, and came back positive and ready for this season. That's we're working through right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Kay.
So, Coach, talk about your team. Who you got returning? In terms of your leaders of the team. Your ones, who's your ones and twos, who's your number one doubles. Kind of talk about where we at right now.
Yeah, so we have right now we have 6 people on the team, and they're all returners. So they all have experience. We have 2 seniors. Two seniors, a grad, a student, 2 juniors, and a sophomore. And they few of them were on the championship team. There's only one person that wasn't on that championship team. So this is an experienced group. Again, we have Sarah playing number 1. and playing number one in doubles with the Genesis. As this past week, we had Veronica playing 2, Genesis playing 3, Reagan playing 4. We had Susan playing number 6 and Larissa playing number 5. And we're going to start with that lineup, see how that goes. They played very well. We had our first match on Friday. We had to move it up due to the rain that was on Saturday. And then they played really well. We had our opportunities. Match go either way. We had 3 young ladies going the third set. So I think we will learn from that and move on to the next match that's coming up with Troy, in Troy. And I think the young ladies are really getting their confidence moving forward for this season.
And
Coach,
yeah,
have you had it? Hold on. I was going to ask, have you had a chance to look at the rest of the conference? Is it kind of lining up similar to last year? Who are some of the stronger teams in the conference?
I think it'd probably be like the same group with Alabama State, Alabama A&M, Jackson State, Alcorn, Southern, and Prairie View. I think a lot of the got new players in. I know Alabama State got new players in. So did Alabama A&M. So I think that core will probably challenge. I think again, like this conference is always strong from top to bottom. I know we're getting 8 teams this year for the SWAC tournament. Usually it's 6. So there will be no buys. So as soon as we get there, whether you got 1 or 2 seed, you're going to be playing. So it should be definitely competitive again this year with all the teams that are playing. We don't look past anybody because you never know. So as you know, being an individual sport, you got to be mentally prepared for anything that happens.
Okay.
Coach, let me ask you about the SWAC preseason tournament that took place in October. I'm trying to recall, was this the first time that the SWAC had, okay, it felt like it was a first time thing. What was your takeaway from that? You had a singles bracket, a doubles bracket. What were your thoughts on that? And was that something you were in favor of when you learned that it was coming? Tell us a little bit about the background on that.
Yeah, so this year the ITA we started NCAA ITA started a fall season for the individual tournament. Usually it used to be for the team and the individual in the spring, but they wanted to break it up where the individual championships will be in the fall, and then it just be the team in the spring. So for the other schools, there was the 4 different championships, and for us to get the SWAC players to get into the individual champions tournament, we had to have a tournament. And so the coaches agreed in the SWAC to have this tournament, pick the best 1 and 2 singles players and number 1 doubles players, get the champion from that team to represent for our SWAC tournament, for the SWAC conference. And Sarah did that for our singles, and she represented very well when she got to that tournament.
So I'm always curious when I see stuff like that. And you already talked about what our opponents are going to look like in the SWAC this year. Are you able to sort of, I don't know, for lack of a better word, size up our competition? And do you think it'll give as sort of an accurate preseason prediction? I mean, obviously, when the preseason predictions come out, probably here in the next month, I would imagine, for the tennis season, will it sort of be an indicator of what we saw from that preseason tournament?
Well, at least for the first 1 and 2 players, the whole team doesn't get to go. Fortunately, we got to see some of them at the HBCU tournament, see how some of the team's makeup is. So we kind of know where they kind of lean into, or how they're playing. But everything changes when you come to the spring. The different. Everybody gets better in the fall. You might have new players that came in and learned a little bit more and got a little more confidence throughout the tournaments that they played. But you kind of get at least a foundation of what their team makeup is and how your team will stack up against them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Kay.
Coach, remind us your philosophy on out of conference scheduling, what you're trying to accomplish with your out of conference scheduling. And also, since you do have an experienced team, many who've played on a championship team, do you challenge them a little bit more out of conference?
Oh, absolutely. I always for my scheduling want to do the out of conference because in our region, we have a very tough region. Florida and South Georgia is a very tough region. So we're going to get the best competition. And that competition is going to make us mentally stronger, mentally tougher. And so these young ladies have the opportunity to go out there and, get these wins because I've always said you can get these wins out of conference just as you can do in conference. But if not, it's going to make us a stronger players for conference play. And I always think that we have the strongest schedule against out of conference, and it helps us both singles and doubles throughout the season. So our record might not be the best, but as long as we are getting better each match, each practice, then I think it's worth playing those type of players because you never know. Like we might be playing a ranked player, and you might get a ranking that will help us get into that individual tournament without going through another tournament to get there. So, I'd like to give the girls an opportunity, the ladies the opportunity to get those, to play those ranked players or ranked teams. So, they are experienced.
Coach, I know you've got new improvements to your facilities, at least one court. Talk about those things and how that helps your program, and just let Raleigh Nation know about how we can support.
Yes, we do have a brand new six court resurfaced with rattler heads and new benches and new umpire chairs. It looks great for recruiting wise or just playing wise, practicing wise. Ladies are, pumped just coming onto the court because it's new, it's fresh. And so, we want to thank University for, helping us getting those six courts. And I know we're supposed to get the other six courts done as well. That's the phase two part of it. But, Josh came out there and did a aerial view on our Instagram page. So if y'all can go out there and look at it, it's very nice to see, what improvements we have. And it's needed because it's the Thea Gibson tennis facility. And it should show that it is a Thea Gibson tennis facility. She is definitely something that we recognize, not only just on the tennis court, but I think on the Thea Gibson way. So when you riding on her way, on that road coming up there, you want to see a great facility. And we started that with the phase one.
Coach, I got one more, Brian. Coach, so I know that AD Suggs has gotten the USTA Florida to give some money and I just I know y'all worked together a little bit previously, but talk about having AD Suggs there and what it's like working under her.
Yeah, working with Angie before, she was my sports administrator the first time around. So I definitely know how she works and know, the hard work that she's going to put in to make FAMU great. That's something that we look for, that somebody's going to help the coaches and the student athletes in the department grow. And we did get a grant from USTA that's going to help us even more with the tennis program. And so we want to again thank you USTA for doing that, USTA Florida for giving us that grant to help the HBCU improve within the tennis community.
Okay.
Coach, I want to again let people know a little bit about the schedule again. Obviously, the season kicked off this past weekend. Only one of the two scheduled matches were played. Coming up, you mentioned Troy, which is a Tuesday, the 28th. You're at Troy. Then a weekend in Tampa. So for all of the Tampa Rattlers, Road Dogg, Mike Reed, and the rest of the Tampa Rattlers. Now, I don't know, is this? I'm assuming, let me see. Saturday, it's against Texas State University, 10 a.m. And then Sunday against the University of South Florida. I'm going to assume all these matches are being played at the University of South Florida at USF.
That is correct.
Okay. So Tampa Rattlers, put it on your calendar, February 1st, Saturday, and then on Sunday the 2nd. That's 10 a.m. on Saturday and noon on Sunday. Then the following Friday, February 7th, you're in DeLand, Stetson University. So the Central Florida Orlando chapter Rattlers and those in the DeLand area, Seminole County Rattlers, you make sure to get over and go support if you can. Then the following week, February 16th, back in Tallahassee, taking on Florida State across the street. So that should be a good matchup. Then in Jacksonville, Alabama, February 22nd on a Saturday against Jacksonville State. And then up to Birmingham on February 23rd against UAB. Then the non-conference ends on March 3rd against Southern Miss, right at home at Althea Gibson Tennis Complex, 2 o'clock on a Monday. And then you get into SWAC play. So that's a little bit. The SWAC tournament, April 18th through the 20th. Well, it's in New Orleans again, right? The second year in New Orleans.
Yeah, again. Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay, so good opportunity for Rattlers. And hopefully you can avoid having a season of rain delays, because I know that's or rain, or I guess I got to say weather delays, given what's going on in Tallahassee right now. I can't just all
right.
rain.
Right. That is correct.
My last question for you, Coach, has to do with just the state of the NCAA and college athletics is forever changing. And I know we talk about the large revenue generating sports a lot when it relates to that, but it affects tennis. It affects programs at your level as well. And so as it comes to, just the ever changing landscape of college athletics, what challenges or what are you seeing on the tennis circuit and tennis recruiting? Things that maybe you're having to change the way you do things, or maybe things that you're having to do for or to re-recruit, to recruit players and things like that, that maybe you didn't have to do a few years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it is ever changing. It's hard to even keep up with some of the rules that's changing every year. But the transfer portal has definitely been something that's, it's always, you always had young ladies who wanted to transfer, but it's just almost like the Wild Wild West of the transfer portal. Now, they get more comfortable, like we can try it at another school, and how late it can do it. And it gets the coaches a little bit behind the 8 ball. But, with me, being into my 19th season, you just got to go with the changes and be prepared. If something does happen, that you'll be ready for it to happen. So recruitment is definitely something that you had continue to do the whole time, which you've been done before, but you have to be even more detailed with that. And, with everything else that's been coming up with the NLIs and, that, getting more money going to certain places, it's going to put us behind a little bit, but, you just let them know, you come to a family and we'll take care of you. It's not always about the money. And so, those little small things we just had to continue to work with. Hopefully we'll be on the same playing ground as some of these other schools. But until then, you just got to stick with what your philosophy is. And hopefully that will be enough for the young ladies to stay at your school.
I needs. What are the needs? I know there's always, every coach has a list of needs. What do you need? Where can I know we can always donate to the Rattler Athletic Fund, and I know we can always kick in and support, with various NIL stuff for players. But for your needs, what are the needs, and where can we, Rattler Nation, send those needs?
Well, you just said it. We, as Angie, the AD has stated, we're trying to be as one. So everyone come and support. For me, it's support for the tennis team. One of the things, like Roger said earlier about the grant, we have the opportunity to make it a little bit better for our tennis facilities, the the offices and for our tennis experience, but some of these other sports were not able to get that grant. Definitely need your needs. And as we talking about being as one, it's not just about tennis, it's about all our sports, male and female. If y'all can come support, I think that would help a lot. Definitely with our basketball teams right now that's in season, come out to these home games. That helps us because they are revenue sports. So, when we have these opportunities, definitely support these teams that are in season, not only the football team, but the basketball, softball, baseball. They're about to start. Track is going on right now. Golf's going on right now. So supporting everybody will support us as the tennis, and that will help our FAMU brand grow more and more.
All right. Well said, Coach. Well, hey, look, we've got to. So our goal this year or for this season, we got to get. And I've had the pleasure of meeting a couple of young ladies from the tennis program, but we got to get them on the show, Coach. We got to. So we got to get whether you send whoever you can send our way. Sometimes we know the student athletes get a little shy, but come on in. Let them know this is a safe place. This is a family. Okay. You can come on in, and we love to support them. So anybody that you can send our way and direct, let them know. We're big fans of the program, big fans of you, and this is a veteran squad, folks. So this is fun. This is going to be fun watching us get back to the championship. I'm calling it get back to the championship match. That's the first objective. Got to get there before you can win it. So you got to get there, and then we'll take care of business when we get there this time around. So we're looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. And hey, sometimes
thank you so much.
We got to make Riel's got to come in and make an appearance one time, Coach. Well, I know we do these things at late night, so I know. But one time we got to win. Make an appearance on the O&G. But hey, thanks for your time tonight, Coach. We always
she'll make an appearance. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Be well. Have a good night. Stay warm up there in Tallahassee.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Appreciate Coach Nikki for coming in and joining us tonight. Again, looking forward to a great season, a great group of veterans, ladies, all have all but one have championship experience. That's a big advantage going into the SWAC season. And what's amazing, Kelvin, is you get a whole month of the non-conference, and it really would be great for these ladies to get whether it be a winning a match or at least being, some tight competitive matches in some of these non-conference. I think that'll go a long way in building the confidence of this team heading into SWAC season.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get ready to take our break and get into hour number 2 as we're getting ready to bring in our 2-time FAMU Sports Administrator of the Year, none other than the GOAT himself, Josh Padilla. I was going to use his Twitter handle, but I don't even know. I'm not going to do that. You might change that. But anyway, Josh Padilla is coming in right on the other side. So get ready. Josh is coming in, and we're going to take a break. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.